Thank you, Smita. And definitely the Jordan River Basin has a specifically unique case because the entire basin is located within a conflict-torn context. Palestine, Israel, and Jordan has been a case of bad news for several years and decades. Which has led typically to the demise of our water resources. And the Jordan River specifically has been suffering due to this conflict. In the early 1960s, the river has been diverted. We have lost 95% of its flow. We've lost 50% of the biodiversity. The socioeconomic mosaic in the area has also changed, where several communities were depending on agriculture now are suffering unemployment, particularly on the Palestinian and the Jordanian side. And it also has a geopolitical dimension at which the longest and the largest stretch of the Jordan River is basically a closed military zone, which even does not enable civil society or anyone to basically take action and active action towards any sort of activism to rectify the situation. EcoPeace came and in 2015 has developed a regional master plan for Palestine, Israel, and Jordan for the sustainable development of the Jordan River Basin. It is based on focusing on infrastructure projects in water and sanitation, renewable energy, ecotourism, and biodiversity management. And this action definitely requires investments on ground on the local national level, but with the perception and perspective of mutual gain. What we need is actual implementation of projects on the infrastructure level of a large scale, which would shift the economy of the basin from a $4 billion today to a $75 billion by 2050. And it is easy if there is the political will. And here comes the role of the international finance institutions, which are required to support not only the infrastructure projects on ground, but also the soft components of building capacities on a national scale, and also activating and giving the mechanisms for civil society organizations like us to work together with communities and mobilize them and mobilize their voices towards encouraging regional cooperation on transboundary water basins. And what we have done over the past years is basically we've engaged with teachers, with students, with municipal councils, even with religious leaders, because the Jordan River is basically holy for half of humanity, for all three Abrahamic religions. So it's not only the role of Palestinians, Israelis, and Jordanians to take action. There needs to be a call for global action for protecting and revitalizing the Jordan River. We also call for private sector because there needs to be investments on ground by local private investors and innovators, but this needs also to come with the support of international community and international finance institutions for de-risking. We don't need bankable projects. We need investable projects which have basically the mechanisms which international community could provide for de-risking these issues. And this all falls within climate action because we all are on the same boat, Palestinians, Israelis, Jordanians, regardless of the conflict. Any financing for regional cooperation would definitely translate into a low-hanging fruit for bringing the parties together to cooperate and to build peace. So we need the financial support to build the political will, but also the political will needs to come from our leadership in the region and mediated by international community to also increase pumping funds into improving the situation on ground for every individual. Yeah, I'll stop here.
Thank